That message was delivered to the people of Guam in February of last year in the hopes that we can move our only hospital forward. And apparently, we still have the same problems.
Problems that range from flatlining finances and not having adequate resources to questionable settlements and not being able to offer epidurals to women in labor. Hospital management spent 3 hours last night defending their actions and efforts to the Healthcare Committee that spared no expense in grilling them on their decisions. Interim GMH Administrator Ray Vega made it clear management did not sanction or give permission to any of its employees to charge patients for services, as what happened last month when a woman in labor sought pain relief. While GMH is reviewing the possibility of making epidurals part of the standard of care at the hospital, Board Chair Lee Weber warned lawmakers that such a plan had to be weighed with the financial realities of GMH.
I would guess that somewhere between 40 and 50% of the people that we get in our doors, because we can't turn anyone away, do not have insurance, do not have a way to pay for epidurals. And quite frankly, I don't believe that hospital can afford that. I don't know what epidurals cost, but I don't think in the financial condition that the hospital is in today, I don't think that you can say add more expense.
Medical Director Dr. Larry Lazama warned that if epidurals are offered, it will require 2 to 3 more anesthesiologists, and if the service is offered, GMH cannot deny anyone from getting it.
This is a very tricky service to provide on an as-needed basis. You know,
as needed, and if you can pay for it.
Right.
Because, but you can't do that at the hospital.
Right. And that's the challenge. And so it's looking like we, either don't provide it, or, and we still have use for the pumps for other services.
The final decision will rest with the Board of Trustees. Lawmakers, meanwhile, also took issue with the peer review process and the hospital's settlement with Dr. George Macris, whose hospital privileges were taken away several years ago for allegedly providing substandard care to patients. The settlement prompted a legislative subpoena of various documents. Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz.
So under what authority does it give you or anybody at the hospital the authority to be able to notify the National Data Bank that you're voiding something that has not been overturned by any group locally, except for a group of you that are signing off on this agreement?
In the whole scheme of things, when this was discussed, it was represented to me that this would be in the best interest of Guam Memorial Hospital.
Vega adding the agreement would avoid the burden and expense of litigation. But lawmakers questioned why then GMH is fighting a Civil Service Commission decision relating to an emergency room technician they fired for performing a procedure on an elderly woman. As we reported, Melanie Uggan was fired, appealed the matter to the CSC that overturned her termination, imposing a 30-day suspension instead. GMH is fighting the judgment in the Superior Court.
To me, it doesn't make sense where we're saying we're going to, we're looking at the costs of litigating another case.
Meanwhile, issues like the Barragata Skilled Nursing Facility and a scathing report from the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services, as well as last week's deadline to take corrective action, went undiscussed.